Okay, so Y Combinator. Here is the demo that I promise will be built and ready after you invest at least $1 million in Thrillabyte and give us 1 year to build it. So imagine I and my other co-founders, we go to Andreessen Horowitz and Founders Fund and Greylock and Sequoia, and we take a picture while we're in the meeting. And Mark Andreessen, Ben Horowitz, Peter Thiel, Max Levchin, they can see their clothes, right? Our app recognizes the clothes they are wearing in the pitch meeting, as well as the furniture, any artwork or paintings hanging on the wall, right? During that pitch, I click on the item I want to buy. I purchase it through Thrillabyte, and Max Levchin or Peter Thiel or Mark Andreessen or Ben Horowitz, they get 2% of that commission. The transaction is completed, Thrillabyte gets 1%, and then the venture capitalist there goes to check their PayPal account or their direct deposit, and they see the 2% there already during the pitch meeting, okay? This all happens within 5 minutes max. So that is what I want Y Combinator to understand. Like when you invest in Thrillabyte and we can do a pitch, a demo like that, after you invest in us, then suddenly we're basically pitching at the level of someone like Jack Dorsey pitching Square. You're pitching a product that already works, and the front end, the back end, it's all complete. So that is something I want you to think about. In this picture in particular, imagine all of these people were venture capitalists, and we could tag every piece of clothing that they're wearing as well as these curtains in the back. Suddenly, you have a lot of options for buying clothes all within one picture, and you think about every person here is connected to at least 50, probably over 100 people on social media. So suddenly you have several thousand people potentially seeing this and buying these clothes. So let's talk about sales and marketing. Rollout. What have we done so far? We will roll out on social media. We will roll out at fashion shows, at thrift stores, a traditionally neglected sector of the economy that is huge. And we'll also roll out with adolescent youth groups. Last, we'll also send commission on tagged items to the early adopters of our platform from some of the venture capital angel investment from Y Combinator. So what does that mean? Let's say you invest $3 million in us. Part of that money will go to the first 1,000 people who tag commercial items in their already uploaded photos that are on existing social media sites that we'll be able to hack through a transparent browser, which is basically, to understand it, think like the Game Genie for Super Nintendo from the late 80s, early 90s, but it would basically be something like a Pinterest ribbon at the bottom of each photo that's already uploaded on social media sites when you have a transparent browser on top of the social media browser. But I'll explain that more later when we're done here. So what have I done so far? We have incorporated as a Delaware C corporation. I have a senior team with excellent experience, and our software architecture is solidified. That means when you fund us, we are ready to hit the ground running. We don't need future planning. We don't need an office. We are ready to go. The source of this expertise, well, this is my sixth startup, and I have had a successful exit from 4 out of the 5 startups I was in before this one. And the other founders, Mohammed, Nivedita, and Ralph, this is all their 3rd startup, and they all come from different backgrounds, which we'll talk about more when I get to the team slides. So the competition. There's 4 apps, ASAP 54. We can pay users to tag all non-face or commercial items. So what ASAP 54 does is store millions of photos on expensive servers, right? That's fine. That's one strategy, right? And unfortunately, we'll have to mimic part of that strategy, but we understand that from the beginning of a tech startup, right, we don't need to figure out every single step, every single solution, because the solution will change as we scale and grow. Zalando is another app. They